I will start this video by apologizing already for the sound quality. I do have the windows open because it's really warm for some reason for October. We don't have autumn anymore, apparently. I will also apologize for my face, but there's nothing you can do about that. And for wearing my nightgown, even though it looks like a respectable t-shirt. It is not. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I have a book haul for you guys, so my October book haul, or the books that I collected in the month of October. I'm very excited for most of these, so you can, if you want, you can count the many times that I say I have to read this or I'm excited about this. You already know the drill, I say this a lot. But yeah, I have mangas, I have comics, I have graphic novels, and I have books, so very pleased and excited with this one. Shall we wrap how many books we have? Let's just see. So the first book already is going to be a shameless plug, but I promise it's the only one that I'm going to do. But finally, my author's copy came in. I participated in an anthology in Portugal and for Portuguese horror writers of horror, actually. And my copy just came in, and actually one of my friends is also part of the authors in here, and he signed his short story for me, which I was very happy. And that is Os Melhores Contos da Fábrica de Terror, Volume 1, or the best stories of the Horror Factory, Volume 1. If you're in Portugal, I'm very happy. My story is in here somewhere. It has a beautiful design. Here we go. This is my story. It's very, very short because it was a competition. We had a specific number of characters that we could use, of words that we could use. But I'm really proud of it. I know it's short. Maybe it's not my best story ever, but it's pretty cool and I'm very proud of it. And all of these authors are Portuguese authors. So if you are Portuguese or you know how to speak Portuguese, I will leave link down below the link where you can go to purchase these stories. If you like horror, I have not read all of the stories that are in here. I do believe that there might have been trigger warnings for stuff. I don't know what they are because I'm also going to be reading the other author's stories. But I think it's going to be not as heavy as other horror stories because they have guidelines for that. So consider pick this up. A lot of Portuguese authors are dabbling into horror and they are pretty awesome at it. Not me, but most of them. And so, yeah, and I'm very proud of myself and of all of these authors for writing in our language and releasing this beautifully designed book. And I'm so very proud of my copy, and I hope that you guys can consider purchasing this because it will mean the world to me and to all of these authors. And it would be a good way to make these people see that the project was good and they can do more of the project. So I highly welcome you to give it a shot if you want. Then I'm going to show you some comics that I have. The first one is World Tree by James Hannon IV, Blanco, Belair, and Bidikar. This is issue 5. It goes without saying that I haven't read any of these, but I'm very excited to do so. It's about the dark web, so it kind of can be considered as a horror. Then we have the wondrous team of Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino with the help of Dave Stewart, and this is one of the Bone Orchard Mythos, which is Tenement of issue 3, sorry. Haven't read it as well, which is very sad, but I really want to. Then we have issue 1 of the Scrificers by Rick Remender, Max Fiumara, and Dave McCaig. Very excited for this one. Don't know shit about it, but hopefully it's a really cool fantasy sci-fi-ish thing. Then I have this, which is just a sketchbook, basically, of the first issue of The Many Deaths of Lila Starr. I do have a review for the entirety of the graphic novel, which I've read and absolutely love. But now I have this sketch of the art style for Felipe Andrade So I'm really happy. I mean, the sketches are great. You can just see how the process of doing the drawings and everything. I have one for Something is Killing the Children as well, so I really like these. And then I have kind of a preview of Remvi and Filipe Andrade's tasting menu, which is going to be, I believe, a Mexican tale. And it has some sketches also of Filipe Andrade's illustrations, which I've met him and he's such a nice person and I really like his illustrations. And it's a preview of the graphic novel that that is going to come out eventually. Then I have some graphic novels. I have volumes 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6 of The Ice Cream Men. This is by W. Maxwell Prince, which I have read one week at the library. I think I've done a review about that. If I have, I will put it up above, and I really loved it. It's also by Martin Morazzo, Chris Lauren. I think they're the same. Yeah, for all of them. This is about an ice cream man, I think. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm going to just read you the back of the first volume, and it says, Ice Cream Man is a genre-defying series of disparate tales of sorrow, wonder, and redemption. Each installment features its own cast of strange characters dealing with their own special Sundays of suffering. And on the periphery of them all, like the twinkling music of his colorful truck, is the Ice Cream Man, weaver of stories, purveyor of sweet treats, friend, foe, god, demon. The man who, with the snap of his fingers, lickety-split, can change the course of your life forever. It says chocolate, vanilla, existential horror. There's a flavor for everyone's misery. So it's supposed to be existential horror. Not entirely sure. I mean, the art style doesn't really do it for me, even though the colors are pretty great. But the drawing of the thing is not really my thing. So I will see. It's always a little bit of a deterrent for me. I go in. I mean, of course, the story is what is most important, but the art style also, if it doesn't tickle my fancy, I go in already with short expectations. However, I've read One Week at the Library, and Maxwell Prince is pretty great. Maxwell Prince? Yeah. So, you know what? Keeping my mind open for this one. Then we have, as per usual, Children of the Whales, Volume 22 by Abby Umeda. Like, please stop. I haven't even read volume 21 because I'm just so... And apparently this is not the end. However, at the end of this, it does say... where is it? It says, follow us till the end. And it's a author's note. So I'm pretty positive that the last one is going to be the next one. I'm hoping. Because there's nothing else to be done. Like, I don't know what they're going to do on volume 21 and 22. But it could be wrapped so fast. So even though I love the art style, absolutely, I think the story has already given what it had to give. But we will see. Then we have volume 4 of Killing Stalking, the deluxe edition by Koji, art and story. Yeah, so I'm seeing sexual things on the back, but also blood. So I don't know. It's about people that are killers and their male-male relationship. I haven't read any of these, which I should, because I am very hyped about it for some strange reason. And I really want to kind of analyze this dynamic of these two people, because the toxic relationship full on. So yeah, I have to pick it up and read it. Then we have an edition that's way heavier than it looks, and it's volume 3 and 4 of Homunculus. So this is a kind of a bind-up edition. The art style of this is very beautiful and creepy. I don't know. I don't think this is the last volume. No, it says to be continue. But it's like from the creator of Lychee, The Killer and Voyeur, the hit supernatural horror tale. And there's a live action on this. I don't know, I think it's a person that is living in his car, but then his car gets towed and he has to win money, and so he goes for strange procedures to his body. Not entirely sure of what I'm saying, but I really want to read it because I've seen some creepy shit going on. It's too bad that it's so heavy. It's kind of like my wrist is already telling me, like, do you want another tendon to get fucked up, because yeah, this is so heavy, but very excited. Then we have a manga that I'm not sure what to think about it. I never talked about this manga, I never knew this existed, but my boyfriend saw this and he was like, you like creepy, strange things? And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, this is an experience, it's for you. This is called Leech Light Club. It's by Usamaru Furuya, and my first thought was, is this author okay? My second thought is, what the fuck? My third thought is the synopsis of this, and it says, for the sooty industrial town's lads, there's only one point of light. The Light Club, a secret brotherhood they've organized in an abandoned factory, which already bodes great. They're on the verge of booting up their crowning achievement, a thinking machine fueled by leech fruits. Why? At the same time, the middle schoolers' cooties fearing solidarity is devolving into a downright National Socialist muck of murderous paranoia, perverse aestheticism, and not always suppressed homosexuality. Cult favorite Usamaru Furuya's most flawlessly realized work to date, here is Lord of the Flies for our new century, a text, however, that will never be assigned in schools. Which, you read this and you're like, wow, this appears to be really, really great. The art style is also cool, but from what I've seen here, there's a blatant disrespect for the female characters of this. The first thing, I've opened this, I've seen this, and they're like, we have succeeded in capturing a beautiful girl, and I'm like, I think I know what this is going to be. But I'm not going to judge it. It's intriguing, even though slightly disgusting in a way. And why Lychee machines? Like, wasn't there another fruit? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So this is going to be the one that when I do a review, I'm gonna do a review. But apparently this is just one volume, so it doesn't cost me a lot to read it as well. Then we have Solist in a Cage by Shiro Moriya. This is volume 2. Haven't read volume 1. The art of this is astoundingly beautiful, and it's apparently a dystopian novel, which in manga I appear to enjoy very, very much. I don't know anything about it. I have to read it. Then we have a very exciting one, which is going to bode a review, of course, and that is the last volume of PTSD Radio, so volume 3 of PTSD Radio. This is by Masahaki Nakayama, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to actually, like, this art style is gross and strange and creepy, and every page is designed, and every little image is designed to provoke you the most stressful situation when you turn the page, and it's great. And there's this myth that the author stopped the series because he started hearing voices, and them didn't want him to continue telling their story. So I'm very excited to then do a final review of the entirety of PTSD Radio. I have reviewed the first one, but now I'm going to tell you what I thought about the series. But I do believe that for Halloween is kind of the best manga series that it could have. It's only 3 big volumes. If you like horror, but this one is a little bit more disgusting, aggressive, and scary horror. But I'm glad to tell you that I think, at least before reading this one, I like this even more than Junji Ito, if you can imagine. Then I have volumes 8 and 9 of Spy Family by Tatsuya Endo. I love Tatsuya Endo. I have read almost all of the Spy Families before this, so I have to read 7, 8, and 9. And 10 is coming up at any moment now, so very excited for that. I love Spy Family. I also love Tista, which I've done a review about, which is his duology. And I think there's more manga from this person coming out, which... yes. Yes. And I just love these characters, just love everything going on. The art is beautiful. Spy Family. Yeah. Now, I have a book for you guys, which is one prized possession. I do hope that I really love this book, because when I saw this edition, I was like, I have to have it, and we will see. And that is the Waterstones edition of A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed, or Reid. I don't know how you pronounce her name, but I'm assuming. So this has beautiful sprayed edges. This is very, very greenish, golden sea stuff, and you have end papers. It's kind of sea of green with a lot of book pages, and then when you take out the dust jacket, you have the one enemy is the sea printed on it with the book with a lot of pages. I'm very excited. So I was wondering if I should pick this up, because it has something to do with Fae, and you know how that feels to me. But apparently this author has already written 2 books that I've heard praises for this in every single place. And so I was like, I'm going to risk it, because this one sounds like the dark academia book of my heart. And it says, Effie has always believed in fairy tales. She had no choice. Since childhood, she's been haunted by visions of the Fairy King and found solace only in the pages of Angarhad, Emery's Mirrodin's beloved epic about a mortal girl who falls in love with the Fairy King and then destroys him. Effie's tattered copy is all that's keeping her afloat through her stifling first term at her prestigious architecture college. So when the late author's family announces a contest to redesign his house, Effie feels certain this is her destiny. But Hireth Manor is an impossible task, a musty, decrepit estate on the brink of crumbling into a hungry sea, and when Effie arrives, she finds she isn't the only one who's made a temporary home there. Preston Hillary, a stodgy young literature scholar, is studying Mirrodin's papers and is determined to prove her favorite author is a fraud. As the 2 rival students investigate the reclusive author's legacy, piecing together clues through his letters, books, and diaries, they discover that the house's foundation isn't the only thing that can be trusted. There are dark forces, both mortal and magical, conspiring against them, and the truth may bring them both to ruin. So it sounds beautiful. I really wanted to try it out, so I just went for the most beautiful edition available. So, continuing with all of the things that I have to haul for this month, I have the 2nd issue of In the Dust of Our Planet by Daniel da Silva Lopes and Pedro Moura, and I am absolutely excited to get into this one. I have wrapped up the first one on my latest wrap-up, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping that one day I can bring the author into the channel so we can discuss his work, because it's just amazing. The art style is great, the story appears to be awesome, and so I really want to read this one ASAP. Since we're talking about comics, this is the issue number 10 of The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, which the cover is extremely amazing, and I haven't read any of these. I know, you're used to me saying that, but I really want to. This must be near the end, I think, maybe, so I might as well pick it up since I don't have time to read any books whatsoever. I might consider reading some comics before the end of the month, so my wrap-up isn't as bad as it's going to be. Then we have issue 1 of Rare Flavours, which is very shining and shimmering, and this is by Rem V and Filipe Andrade, and I've met Filipe Andrade. I love his art style, and I do love Rem V's works, so I'm incredibly excited to get into one of their new stories. Also, we have issue 2 of Fishflies by Jeff Lemire. You guys all know that I love Jeff Lemire and very excited to get into Fishflies and see what it is about. Also, we have issue 2 of The Scrificers by Rick Remender, Max Fiumara, and Dave McKeag. Haven't read the first one, but I have read a snippet of what it is about, so I'm very excited for this one as well. And we do have Tenement issue 4 by Jeff Lemire, Andrew Sorrentino, and Dave Stewart, which it was perfect for the spooky season, so I don't know if I'm going to still be able to read it or not, but don't bet on me, because at this point in time, spooky season for me, it's going to be in November or December, and not right now, but yeah. This one is one that I'm very excited to read, and I don't know what's going on with my hair, but let's just accept the fact that it's there. Then I have issue 4 of Red Room Crypto Killaz by Ed Piscor, and I have not read it. Well, but it says, this is it, the contemptible conclusion at the end of the Red Room. So now maybe I can read all of them together. We also have issue 3, which I believe I don't have issue 2, but I will check it at home. But issue 3 of Swan Song by Double Maxwell Prince and Philippe Andrade, which I have already talked about. So very excited to see his art style matching with someone that I really like the narration and stories of. And we have a prized possession now, which is House of Slaughter, The Butcher's Return. And this is a graphic novel, and it is purple, and I have not read House of Slaughter yet, any of them, but I've read Something's Killing the Children, and I absolutely love that. It's a masterpiece, and so very excited to get into House of Slaughter. And then we have some manga. The first one, I'm so incredibly excited, as I've said it already, and that's Blade of the Moon Princess. This is by Tatsuya Endo. This is volume 1, and Tatsuya Endo, if you don't know, which, how can you not know, he's the creator of Spy Family and also the creator of Tista, which I've done a review about because it only has 2 volumes. I don't know what this is going to be about precisely, just it's about the Blade of the Moon Princess. And I really want to read it and give you guys my review on the first volume and if I believe that it's good to continue or not. So very excited for this one. Also, finally, there's been a hiatus that has been killing me, but we finally have volume 4 of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon Naoko Takeuchi collection, and this is of course by Naoko Takeuchi. This is Sailor Jupiter. Very excited to have the 4th volume. I have the other ones. I'm not going to read this until I have all of them. Maybe. I don't know if I can resist, but maybe, because I just want to dive deep into the manga. I've never read the manga. I've watched all of the animations of Sailor Moon that I could, and I want to read the manga. Then we have the 4th volume of Emanon, Emanon Wonder Part 3. So I think it's going to have to do with the volumes previously. And this is by Shinji Kajiro and Kenji Tsuruta, and I am very excited. Emanon has beautiful art style, has a beautiful storytelling. It's very sci-fi-ish in a way. Let me see if I can show you. Like, the details of the drawings are beautiful. So yeah, very excited. I still have to see if I remember Emanon. It has been a long time since this has come out, so hopefully I can remember the story before I pick this one up. Then we have volume 5 of Welcome Back Alice by Shuzo Oshimi, which you already know. I love Shuzo Oshimi. Haven't read Welcome Back Alice, but one day I will. And I am pretty sure that's going to be amazing, as per his other works, hopefully. Then we have volume 2 and also volume, oh, it's backwards, okay, and also volume 3 of Coffee Moon. So this is by Moshito Bota, and I've made a review recently on the first Coffee Moon. So these 2 are actual gems that I want to continue reading and knowing what is going on. Very excited to know where this is going. The 3rd appears to not be the end. No, it says to be continued in volume 4, so I really have to catch it up and read it, and very excited. Then we have Alice in Borderland, which technically is not mine. It's from my boyfriend, but I'll probably read it, so it's kind of mine. And it's by Ado Hasu. It's volume 7. I haven't read any of these. He really loves it. I don't know, but the art style sounds cool, and the concept sounds cool as well. And then a prized possession for yours truly is hashtag DRCL Midnight Children Volume 1. So this is kind of hashtag Dracula or Dracul. And this is a story and art by Shinichi Sakamoto based on Bram Stoker's Dracula. The art style of this is pure madness. It's incredible. It really is. And I'm so excited to see the interpretation of Dracula from this author and artist. So it says, in this beautiful, evocative, and often surreal retelling of Bram Stoker's Dracula, a fearsome enemy arrives from the east, bringing with it horrors the likes of which have never been seen in the British Empire. Standing opposed are Wilhelmina Mina Murray and her stalwart companions, united in a cable that eclipses gender and nationality, and stationed until the day that they can achieve victory. Has been a struggle to find her place as Whitby School's first and only female student. A devilish horror is unleashed upon the academy and its unsuspected students, Count Dracula. However, when this unspeakable evil lays claim to her beloved Lucy Westerna, Mina stands ready to join forces with her fellow students and fight against it with everything she has. Yes. Standing on the vein of this, Portugal finally has a Dowry of Blood translated by S.T. Gibson, and obviously I got a copy. Look at that, how beautiful it is. all red and vampiric and such. I've heard a lot of people saying a lot of great things about this book, and it's a very short one, so hopefully I can pick it up soon-ish and read it. It's about vampires, and apparently it's a retelling of Dracula, but more so the story of Dracula's wives, particularly the first one, which is Constanta. I want to love it. I have a feeling that I will, and I hope that I will. Then still on the vein, we have Blood Math by Stephanie Kemmler. This is the ending of the duology that starts with Bloodborne and now has Blood Math. It's very, very big, but also the lettering is really big. I don't know if you can see it in the light. So this is going to be an easy one to read, I think. Very hopeful to have a lot of vampire books that I've been collecting, apparently, and that I really want to read all together and maybe do a kind of video about that, let's hope. So this is one of those. And then we have Fragile Threads of Power, or I was going to call it Threads of Power, but the Fragile Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab. This is a paperback edition that was available here. I had an edition that was coming, but I don't know where it is. So this is what we have, and I'm so very happy to have it. It smells delightfully, and it's not that short, but I am hoping to read this ASAP because it is the continuation to A Darker Shade of Magic, which I loved. So we have it here. Another one that I also got is Something Wicked, Something Dark by Jamie Stewart. Actually, I was part of like the ARC reviewish team of the unpublished, uncorrected proof, and I am always so excited for reading things by Jamie before they do come out, because then I know that I can already do a lot of publishing when they come out, because they're always great. And this one is no difference. This is a short story collection that is perfect for the Halloween season, or was perfect for the Halloween season. I don't know when this video will come out, but we will see. You can see the pumpkins on the cover, but if you want to keep the spooky season alive after Halloween, is also pretty great. It is set in this town called Arabella, and this is a very strange town when very strange things happened, and I love that all the stories, except from one, have something to do with Arabella and are just creepy but fun. And there is one that's not very fun, but you know, and it's so cool to read Jamie's writing, so I highly recommend this book. I also have here a copy, and finally a physical copy, of my friend's Miguel short story, and it is beautiful. Here it is. It's The Scarecrow Man by Miguel Gonçalves, and I really love this story. I really love this little booklet of a story. It has illustrations on the inside. It's pretty amazing, and I think that all of you guys should read this. I hope that you've read this on Halloween, but if you haven't, you can read it to progressively feel the spooky season throughout the entirety of the rest of autumn until winter, and then in winter, if you want a creepy, cozy story, also this one. Mine is signed. I'm not going to tell you what it is that it says here, but I'm very happy for this signature. I'm very happy that I know Miguel and that I know his project, and I think that you guys should get it as well. I also have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I have finally the first in the Never After series, and I think I'm going to love this. I'm a sucker for Peter Pan retellings. I'm a sucker for any Disney retellings where there is darkness, and this is supposed to be a dark romance. And I'm so excited. So I have currently number 1 and number 3 in the series, but you can read them separately, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to read number 1 and then read number 3, and then when I have the rest, read the rest, because they all sound so great and so amazing, and I am so excited. Like, this cover is one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's going to be all for this video. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe, and tell me in the comments down below if you have any of these books, if you got them, and why is my camera... If you recommend me any books, if you're going to read any of these, just talk to me down in the comments. So that's going to be all for today, and happy readings to you all. Bye!